Bye, Dhar Mann fam.
Over this past week, the YouTuber Dhar Mann has been under several allegations of mistreatment towards actors by his now former actors, and he's finally spoken out about it in a very lengthy statement. In today's day and age, it seems like worker uprisings are coming from all over the place. You guys may have recently heard of over 250 Starbucks stores unionizing, where workers were demanding better working conditions, fair schedules, and the freedom from unfair dismissals. And the recent later worker uprising has been happening at Dhar Mann Studios. Now, for those of you who haven't been up to date, these past 2 weeks, Dhar Mann, the YouTuber with over 17 million subscribers on his YouTube, 15 on TikTok, and 29 on Facebook, has been under the spotlight for not the greatest reasons. If you've been on social media over the last couple of years, chances are that you've probably once ran across these type of videos. These videos that Dhar Mann makes are nothing revolutionary. They apprise simple stories with motivational type of messages, like don't judge a book by its cover, or things like follow your dreams. His videos have become extremely popular on social media, breaking millions upon millions of views per episode, and shockingly enough, he's now getting called out for not upholding the same standards he preaches in his videos to his actors, the ones who work behind the scenes to make his videos.
Going my page or other people's pages from the show that I'm on, you probably know that some stuff is going down. So I want to give a little bit of an explanation about it. Essentially, as an actor at Dhar Mann Studios, I am just a contract player. I have no employment there. I am just sort of called every now and then, as are all the other actors. And it just is not sustainable. And there are a lot of issues at hand here, but one of the main issues is that not a single actor that works at Dhar Mann Studios can afford rent. This is a show that has millions of views across multiple social media platforms. Videos are shot, edited, posted, repackaged as new videos, reposted in other places over and over and over and over and over again, racking in millions of views, ad revenue, all this sort of stuff. The studio has continued to expand for some time, my entire tenure there. When I first started, we shot everything, as I've told you guys on lives and things like that. We shot everything in an apartment building downtown, in an apartment, not even the building.
And when actors had brought up all these concerns to Dhar Mann or the executives, they were allegedly fired or didn't get access to a meeting with Dhar Mann himself when they had asked for one. Some of the former Dhar Mann actors, Myra Mulroney, Chas Lawlin, and Colin, have all come forward to speak out on how they think they've been treated unfairly. They continued with claims that they do not make enough money to even afford rent, and are struggling to sit Dhar Mann one-on-one for a conversation. All over TikTok, these actors have been seen protesting outside of the Dhar Mann studio and on the streets, and recently had a press conference about their boss. Mar, one of the former actors of Dhar Mann Studios, also made a TikTok live addressing some of the comments she was getting, where some people were debating about whether these actors were entitled to a better pay, and here's what she had to say.
That it's not a big deal, like what yous are going through, and yous are YouTube actors, so you shouldn't be getting paid. And I went on a pure rant about this.
No, that's okay, and it's a good point. I mean, that's like me saying, well, you work at McDonald's, so you shouldn't be getting paid. That doesn't make sense. You work somewhere, you put in work, absolutely you should be getting paid. And yes, he does pay us. He pays us not enough for what we are bringing to the table. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you're working for a company for a long time and it starts out as a small company, as the company grows, you usually grow with it. Doesn't really make sense that someone would try to make the argument of like, you're just a YouTube actor. I'm okay with working on things for smaller rates and stuff when I know that the project is small. But when a company or a person is
It's now been public that Dhar Mann has since publicly responded to all these accusations against him. In a lengthy post on his community tab on his YouTube channel a couple of days ago, Dhar Mann addressed the protests and allegations from his actors. And there's been a lot of mixed reactions to his post, but here's what he had to say. This past week has been a roller coaster of emotions. I'm saddened for those affected by everything going on and for the various misleading stories that have been spread. I just met with some great actors who have been with us from the beginning, and we are all doing our best to get through this together in a respectful and positive way. For those that don't know, there have been recent protests at our studio by a group of actors, many of whom we have not worked with in years. These protesters represent a small percentage of the thousands of actors we have and do not represent the views of all actors. The protesters have said that I won't meet with actors and I didn't show up for a planned meeting. That's not true. I love meeting with actors and talk to them whenever I am at the studio. But if there's ever a formal meeting request from an actor, the meeting usually starts with our head of production or our HR manager, not me personally. When the protesters requested a meeting, it was scheduled with our management team. It was never communicated that I would attend. During that meeting, the protesters did not communicate any concerns and instead walked out within a few minutes. Given the unsuccessful meeting, we asked they put their concerns in writing so we could address them. Instead of doing that, they came to our studio to disrupt productions, causing stress to crew members and actors. Certain protesters even spread false information to hurt the studio, my family, and me. That's the reason why I have not met with these individuals. I would also like to address the misinformation being spread by protesters that we don't pay our actors. This is 100% not true. We always pay actors for any work they perform. We don't have any full-time actors. We offer project-based opportunities. This is a standard practice in the production and acting industry. Now, I do have to pause this here because one of the former actors specifically had to talk about this argument that Dhar Mann made, specifically regarding the pay. Another former actor, Nathan Ing, took to his YouTube channel to sort of debate one of the arguments Dhar Mann made in his apology, which was where it seemed like Dhar Mann was trying to justify the hourly rate he was paying to his actors. Nathan explained how Dhar Mann just saying that the actors knew what they were signing up for when they were contracted wasn't ethically right because it wasn't sustainable at all on their end, and that actors should be getting paid on a daily rate, not hourly, especially when a company like Dhar Mann has been so successful to the point that it now is.
This whole Dhar Mann thing may seem a little bit wonky and may come out of nowhere, but I've seen it coming from a mile away. If y'all haven't noticed, I haven't been part of his projects for quite some time, and today I'm not going to be talking about the story of why I'm not working with Dhar Mann anymore. Today I want to talk about his main argument about contracts and payments. Now, their argument for their payment is that they pay you a competitive rate compared to their competitors. And their argument for their contracts is that, well, the actors know what they're signing up for, so they shouldn't be complaining. And this is furthest away from the truth. So if you guys didn't know, they say they pay their actors $18 if you're background or $33 to $44 if you're a speaking role. Now, this may seem like a lot of money, but this is an hourly rate. Actors need to get paid a day rate. And let me tell you why this is so important, and also why this is a lot less money than you think and why it's not sustainable at all. But before I do that, I have to tell you guys about how they do their contracts. And I want to dispute real quick the argument of what we know we're signing up for. Because we don't. We do not know what we're signing up for. Let me explain. So the way you sign a contract and the way you get a role in Dhar Mann is a little bit weird. I've never experienced anything like this in the acting industry whatsoever. They will tell you that you're needed for an X amount of days. Let's just say, for this example, 5. You have to keep these 5 days open because we're filming for these 5 days. We want to offer you a speaking role. They won't tell you what role it is. You don't even have any idea what the script is. And in order to figure out what the role is or what the script is, you have to sign the contract. So you sign the contract just to find out that you are a character in this story that has 3 lines. Now this becomes a big problem. You just committed 5 days for them, right? And you're only going to be needed for, let's say, 2. And in those 2 days, because it's an hourly rate with a day commitment, let's say you're only needed for 2 hours that day. So I get paid the rate of $33 an hour. Let's say 2 hours a day. I make $132. But I had to book out 5 different days for them. Now, when other opportunities, when other projects come up, I have to turn them down. That's it. That's all. This kind of also says more about the industry than it does about Dhar Mann, but he definitely exploits it. And that's why a lot of actors are angry.
All details, including pay rate and length of production, are specified in the offer letter, and the actor has freedom to accept or decline the project. If accepted, actors are paid within 72 hours after a production wraps. Our current rates for actors with speaking roles are $33 to $44 an hour. While I'm taking the steps to stop the spread of misinformation, I do acknowledge that there's always opportunity for growth. So today, in my meeting with actors, we came up with ways to improve things, such as a more efficient booking system, stronger communication, and more consistent hours and pay. These changes are now in motion. My mission on why I started this channel has always been to spread positivity. Although this has been a challenging time, I'm never going to stop working hard towards that goal. I do ask to please stop with any negative comments, especially towards actors, regardless of their views. I'm so thankful for all your love and support. He then posted a photo with some other actors, and it seems like a lot of the actors that were speaking out against him aren't in this photo. But anyways, I definitely want to know what you guys think about this whole update on this Dhar Mann situation. What do you think about what Dhar Mann has to say? And also, what do you think about the actors continuing to protest against him? Definitely let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. I love you guys so much, and as always, I'll see you all in the